Boom, what's up guys? How you doing? Auto Kafka here. What are we doing today? Flutter Redux. Why do you need Redux? If you're dealing with an API call, you need it. All right, let's do it. Let's fire up the emulator. All right, I'm gonna start the iOS emulator. Boom, there it is, loading. On the app, running the bug. That's the fastest way to do it. Wait for that to load. Okay, so here's our app. Basically, there's nothing on there. It's just showing an empty container. Let's get rid of that material app here. Material app. Boom. All right, so we need a route. First, we need a home, right? So we put a home, and we're gonna call that screen name. We're gonna call it save name. All right, we don't have it, so it's gonna give us an error. Do is create some screens. So right now we don't have any. Let's create a folder, call it screens. Now create the name of our app, which is going to be called save names or save name.dart. Enter. We need to create a stateless widget. So stateless STL if you're using VS Code. State list, yeah. Okay, we're gonna call this, what do we call it? Save name. All right. And it's giving us an error because we didn't import the material Dart. So there we go, save that. Add a string ID to easily access the class. So string ID equals, and just choose the name that we use for the class name. All right, save. Let's go back to the main route, the main. Click this. You see this little icon? This will allow us to import it easily. Boom. See, no more error. Reset. Go back to our new working file. We're gonna clean this up. All right, we don't want to just be displaying nothing. So let's go ahead and add a scaffold here. We want to add a column. So to do that, we need to add body and then go ahead and add a column. Column, there you go. Children. All right. So inside this, we want a text field and a button to send the text that we type into that field. I spelled that wrong. Text form field, yeah. All right, let's add that text form field. Text form field, and then change. It's pretty much like when you when it changes. We want to go ahead and put a value in here. Just value. Okay. Okay. So basically, when we enter our name equals the value, that value will change. Oh, we gotta declare name. So let's do it up here. String name. Done. Let's create a button. Let's call it a flat button. All right. On pressed. On press, we're gonna run a function. Run a function to save name. On child, basically this is a text. So text, we want to just say save. Okay, save that. See a little problem here. The text is right up here. You can't really see it that well. So I have a solution. The solution's under column and then main, axis alignment, main, axis alignment, dot center. I'll save it. Boom. That looks way nicer, right? Next up, we need shared preferences. So basically, shared preferences is going to allow us to save things to the device, to the Android or the iOS. So we need to install this. You can get it here. Shared preferences, boom. Here, this file. Paste that in. Add that. Save it. Let that run. Alright, now we can import it. Type shared preferences. Then prefs equal await shared prefs dot get instance. This little error right here, it's giving us that because we need to make this an async. So an asynchronous function. Let me spell that right. There you go. Error went away. We want to await prefs set string right there. Key value. Call it name. For the value is also, we want this to be a string, and we want this to be the variable name that we declared on the top of this file. Save that. This file is good for now. All right, let's create a Redux folder. Redux. Okay, inside that folder, we're going to create apps. Let's capitalize that, AppState.dart. So inside here, we need to put our AppState. When it loads up, we can initialize the AppState to where it should be. And basically, it's probably just going to be null in this case when it first loads up. So final, dynamic. So it's a dynamic variable. If you guys have come from JavaScript, you're probably used to just typing var. But in this, we're typing this as a type because basically type language. So app state, and then we will add required. Basically, if you try to use this class, we require that you use name. That's what that means. Save. Our default app state, we're going to use a special method called factory. And basically, this is going to set our default app state. Then we're going to return the app state and name, and it's going to be null. So this will be the initial app state. Save that. This looks good so far. Alright guys, we gotta continue building Redux up, so we need to get some things installed here. So Redux thunk, we need that. Go to our pub spec file. Put that in, save. And then, so Redux thunk basically dispatches actions. So we need that as a middleware. And I typed the wrong thing. And we need Redux. Get that, copy. Put that in our pub spec file. Okay, save. Done importing. We don't need to import anything else, so go ahead and close that out. All right, next up, we need to create the reducer. So let's create a file. Call it reducer.dart. We're going to take the app state plus main reducer. Action takes in a state. Action. Okay. Return app state name. We'll call this reducer name reducer state dot name comma action. Okay. The semicolon. So name reducer name action. Then we're gonna return the name. Done for now. All right, guys, now we're ready to implement the store. So let's go to our main file, and here we're gonna implement the store. So let's create a final variable, call it store equals store. We're gonna have to import that, and we gotta import AppState. So automatically import it for me, AppState. So that's awesome. And import store. There you go, import Redux. Okay. Reducer. And then we put our initial state, app state, initial, and comma, then we need our middleware. That's when we add our thunk, middleware, like that, comma. We have an error because it didn't import it automatically, so we go to our little bubble, click that, import library, Redux thunk. Now we're good. Save. Inside my app, let's put our store equals store. Okay. Getting an error here because we need to require it here or add it. So final, and then store the app state, and then store, and then my app this dot store, and close that off. Good for now, but we're not finished yet. All right, guys, let's finish this up. Let's create an action file. Action.dart. Okay, here we need to create a class. We're gonna call it get name action. All right. Our name variable here. So final dynamic, and then private name variable, and then we will dynamically first we'll initialize that variable like so. Go down here. Let's close that off. Go down here. We're gonna say dynamic get name this and private variable name. Close that off. Class is done. Now for the Redux thunk action, put our app state in here. It's like a model. Get name action equals store app state, and then close that off, store, and then asynchronous, close that off. Let's import these things like the app state, import it, import this, Redux, there you go. Here we need shared preferences. I'm just gonna go here to the save name and copy this, make my life easier. Put that in, call this final. Access that. We don't want to set string. Here we want to get string. And that string is just going to be name. We need to import that. Import it. Okay. We don't need to await this, so we don't a string, which it's going to be, and then equals basically name. We can use the store dot dispatch to get name action and name. Spelled that wrong. Action. There you go. Save. Alright, let's go back to reducer real quick, and we need to finish something up. So here we want if action. So if action happens is get name action, then we want to just return the action dot name. So just the name. Got it? That's done. We got to create a second screen. So basically the data that is sent through Redux, that we grabbed through Redux, this screen is going to display it. So this shows us the result. So let's call this view Redux. That's a pretty awesome name. Now, be a stateful widget. So that one, yeah, we'll call this view Redux. Save that. We need to import something here. Let's import the material app. Good, no more errors. Real quick here, let's add a static constant string ID. Call this view Redux. Okay, we need that. Oh, gotta add an equal here. Man, I need to learn how to spell. There you go. Save that. So down here, we want to void initialize the state on when you load the screen, basically. And super dot initialize state. Close that off. Widget dot onIt. Okay, close that up. So here in the clear that onIt void, because void means we're not returning anything. So function, did I spell that right? I swear my eyes. onIt on initialize, and then let's initialize the onIt. So this dot onIt. Close it up. No more errors. We're good. Now down here, we want to return the store connector. No, nothing helped me to pop up. Okay. AppState. AppState. Okay. Close that. Oh, converter. Now, converter. Is that capitalized? I don't think so. Converter and store. Then we need to return. Do it like this. Return store dot state. Okay, and comma. We need then we need to our builder method context state, and then we do this. Then return, finally return our scaffold. And boom. Close that off. Put a body in there. And basically we're going to return a text. That text is going to be the state. So let's do state.name. You see, we have an error here. We need to import Flutter Redux in this case. So go ahead, go to get Flutter Redux here. And yeah, I know I said we're done with the pub spec, but I forgot the most important library. So go ahead and import that, save it. Now we're really done with it, I promise. Now import it, Flutter Redux, boom, done, save. Here's where we're at so far. Basically, we can just put a name in and save it, but we can't see that it does something. It just saves that to the device, the name, and then we can, right now, we need to be able to access that on the next screen. So share data between screens. So to do that, a route. So here, routes, and we're in the main Dart folder or file, and then with the routes, we need to add the view, the Redux view, or we named it view Redux. View Redux ID, context, return view Redux on it. Store provider. Store provider of AppState. Close that. Context dot dispatch and get name action. Close that off. Import this. So import. There you go. We got a little error here. What's up? Did I miss something? There it goes. Close it up. Done. Alright, there's one last thing we need to do before this thing's working. And that's going to one of the view screens, which is the save name. And we need to navigate after we save. So we need to do a navigator dot push name and context and the view we're trying to go to is view Redux. I spelled out super wrong. Okay. Redux ID. Close that up. Now we're done.
Actually, there's one more thing we need to do. And in our main file, main Dart file, we need to wrap the material app with a store provider. So to do that, click this light bulb and click wrap with widget and type store provider. Now that store provider needs something, it needs a store. So store and store. All right, guys, let's test this baby out. So the most common American name in the world, Bob Johnson. Maybe. Save. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so that's a viewing issue. So check this out. Go over here to the text in your view Redux and hit the light bulb and wrap it with the center. You can do that with VS Code in Android Studio. Click save. Kaboom. There it is. Now it's viewed. That is coming from Redux. All right, that's it. Guys, if you got something out of that video, go ahead and smash that like button, and I will see you in the next video.